Hello and welcome everyone back to Tier 2 for Zenith Online Racing. It's a Thursday evening. It's the first one of season number 5 for these Tier 2 boys. We have a new season. Our champion Alt Maverick from last season is up in Tier 1, so we're going to have tons of amazing competition for the rest of the year, or for the rest of this upcoming season. It's going to be me, QVR Packer, taking you through the first round of the season, and alongside me once again is going to be Camden. How's it going, Camden?
Doing good. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm very, very excited, as always, to get into round number 1. It's going to be USA. It's my home track. It's your home track. It's going to be a home track for a lot of the guys here in ZOR. So I'm sure a lot of guys are really excited to get out there and get into this one.
Yeah, I bet there's going to be a lot of motivation for guys. Like you mentioned, home track for a lot of people, first race of the season, and it's always crazy, and it's the first race of the season. So lots of new faces and new places, and I, similar to you, cannot wait for this.
Yeah, we do have 20 corners here at the Circuit of the Americas. About 3.427 miles is the circuit length. So let's see how many drivers can get all the way through this one without picking up either penalties or just making an amazing drive. We did have some difficult conditions on Monday, but it looks like we have another dry qualifying. So we're 2 for 2 for dry qualifying sessions, but let's see what the race conditions will look like. So now, taking you through the roster going into tonight and hopefully for the rest of the season. I think it looks like we do have a Williams out on track first. Normally it's Scavney, but it looks like it's going to be Known Asylum out on the mediums. So let's take a look at the roster. So right now in the Alfa Romeo, it's going to be Lit Romney and DJ Panda. In the Alpha Tower, it's going to be Monkey Mafia returning to the Alpha Tower seat in Tempura Zoom. We saw him reserve last season. Zyg and GP Colin going down to the Ferrari. They have a lot to try and prove in the Constructors' Champion seats, both of them coming down from Tier 1, so trying to prove themselves out here in the rest of the 18 rounds. Wolfsburg and Pace Dogs in the Haas. Wolfsburg, second place in the Constructors. He now going to try and lead that team to possibly that Constructors' victory. Scavney returning to the McLaren, as well as with RC transferring over from Racing Point. Soy Loco and Hightower are going to be in the Mercedes. Terminal Deity and JC Blackley will be in the Racing Point. Sam M and Mr. Baban in the Red Bull Bark Gold. Bobby in the Renault. Bobby trying to prove himself as well, coming down from Tier 1 last season. Known Asylum and R. Biga are going to be in the Williams. Biga just filling up a seat right now, as we do have a little bit of a lack of full-time drivers. I don't think he's not going to be here for most of the nights, but hopefully he can get back into those seats. So yeah, looking to this one, it's going to be quite the interesting first qualifying session. I'm sure a lot of drivers are eager to get into this one.
Yeah, absolutely. And if there's something that we learned from preseason last week is that those Tier 1 drivers who came down from Tier 1 to Tier 2 this season, such as Bobby and GP Colin and Zyg, they were quick at China last week, so they could definitely have something to prove this season.
Yeah, most definitely. But right now we do have a Known Asylum. Ooh, he's already put it into the wall. It's not what you want to see. He's on those medium tires. I think they're just about 1.1 seconds slower than the soft tires. So yeah, that's not going to be the greatest for him. But now it's going to be Scavney. He's crossed the line. He finished second in last season's Drivers' Championship. A little bit of a lock up very, very wide of that first apex, though, up the hill. But now back down towards turn 2. Let's see what type of a run he can get. You normally want to be on the curb and try and slingshot your way through 3, through 4, and through 5. The S's section, very difficult. As you can see there, he doesn't validate. So now, looking a little bit further back, it's going to be Monkey Mafia, the second driver out on track right now. In the order on the medium tires, just going down to 7th gear though in the Alpha Tower, and then coming through turn 7 right now, dropping all the way down to 5th gear, and then up the hill back through 8. It's very easy, or very difficult corner there, 8 and 9, that little chicane on traction. You can't invalidate there on the exit, but through the little downhill kink of 10. Now back up the hill just ever so slightly, braking into turn 11. Very easy to lock up there. As you can see, the Alpha Tower going very deep. A lot of drivers making mistakes. I think this offseason has really made these drivers a little bit rusty, but now going after Monkey Mafia made that traction mistake, going on board with Bark School. So a few drivers either invalidating or making mistakes and just on traction. So now Bark School in the Renault, coming down the back straight, one of the longest straights in Formula 1, braking into turn 12. You can't cut that corner and get away with it. That little pylon on the inside does mark track limits. You don't want to be really touching that one, but Bark School, with a few drivers in front of him, he still goes purple in that middle sector. So now the Renault braking, very difficult braking zone through 15 and 16. Once again, a little bit wide of the apex, going almost off track there on the exit of 16, but now through 17 and through 18. We saw Max Verstappen make a controversial overtake there through in 2017 on the final lap, but through 19, very easy to invalidate there on the exit, but now braking into turn 20 to 34.8 from Monkey Mafia out in front of the track, but now opening up the DRS. Barkschool goes on to provisional pole position with a 32.6 as Sam M replaces him on a 31.6, so it looks pretty decent. He's just about a second out on provisional pole position.
Yeah, we saw many mistakes there from several drivers, and I think this track might be one of the toughest to qualify on because there's several places where you can invalidate, specifically turns 3, 4, and 5 with the S's, and then you mentioned turn 19. There's a couple of other areas that can really get you, so I'm not surprised that we've seen some guys invalidate, and we've even seen a couple guys hit the wall already. Note Asylum crashed when he was starting his lap.
Yeah, a little bit of an oddity to see people crashing into that pit wall, though. It's very easy to do. Final corner is a pretty heavy traction zone, so yeah, it's kind of it's most definitely understandable coming off that off season, very short off season here at ZOR. We did have 22 races last season, but now we only have 18. Took 4 races off the calendar. Bobby goes into P4 just in behind his Renault teammate, but he is on the mediums. As Zyg on the mediums replaces him, goes up to P4. As I mentioned, he is on those medium tires right now. JC Blackley actually coming across the line. I think he invalidated, so he's going to be going for another one. But now, GP Colin, he came down from Tier 1. As I mentioned just before the first laps, he's trying to prove himself. He goes up into P2. I think 8 tenths, or no, 6 tenths. My math is not that great. Sets a purple final sector, but yeah, he will go on to the front row of the grid. Looking a little bit further back, I think that's Monkey Mafia. He's going to be coming into the pit lane. So I think a few drivers are going to be coming into the pit lane. Yeah, Barkschool going to follow him in, as well as Sam M, who's on provisional pole position right now. A really good lap there from the Red Bull driver.
Yeah, I find it very interesting how many people are on the mediums already. Not many people on the softs. We'll see if that changes throughout qualifying. But I think strategy will be very interesting for this race as to what people do, because obviously there's a lot of different things you can do at the start of the race.
Yeah, I think we just saw, I think that was Terminal Data just coming to the pit lane, blocking Lit Romney ever so slightly through turn 19. But now across the line, he goes into provisional pole position, or not provisional pole position, he goes into second place. Sam M is still on that pole position, but he will take GP Collins' purple final sector. So a decent lap there from the Alfa Romeo. I think he does have a little bit more time in that final sector, considering the racing point of Terminal was just ever so slightly in his way. He might just pick up a penalty for that one in the steward's office after the race, but now Zyg, actually, who's invalidated and is not on a lap. Just looking for a few drivers that are on a lap right now. I think that's the McLaren of Scavney. Coming through the final corner just there, but I think that's JC Blackley who's going to be setting his first lap time, unless he invalidates at the final corner. Quite the task if you want to try and do that, but across the DRS activation point and open that DRS across the line, 32.9, so not too bad for the Racing Point driver. Just goes in behind Zyg, just about 3 tenths behind the Ferrari driver on the medium tires. So looking like Zyg, a pretty strong performance right now. He could be on provisional pole position if you listen to the delta. It's about 1.1 seconds here.
And we did get confirmation actually from Bobby in the chat that we will not have a wet race. It will be a cloudy race. So fortunately for Tier 2, they will not have to deal with the, I don't want to say hurricanes, but it was close to it that Tier 1 guys dealt with on Monday. So looks like a dry race. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see more guys go out in the softs here. Or even the mediums. Oh, wow.
Yeah, so Loco, a strong qualifier last season. I think he was in the Williams for Season 4, but now Season 5, he's gotten that promotion, unlike George Russell, into the Mercedes, and he's gone into second place on the grid, and he's only 500s off the back of Sam M right now. So a really great lap there from the Mercedes driver, just validating though. So a little bit of a commentator's curse, but it's an in lap, so I think he's just he's going to be fine for that one. But now looking on board with Scavney, he's coming through I think this is 17 and 18 right now. Yeah, just on the exit of 18 right now. Now going to the outside curve for turn 19. I think that just caused his car to understeer ever so slightly. Just missing that apex there is the McLaren driver. He's made a few mistakes on his first lap, but now across the line, what's he going to do? He's going up into P5, 2 tenths He'll go in front of his teammate in just a tenth behind GP Colin, looking for another driver. I think that's the Williams of known Asylum. He's going to be setting his first lap time, opening up the DRS across the line. He goes into P12 on the mediums, a 34.000 for him. So 7 tenths behind, and I think just around 6 tenths in front of him. So he has a little bit of time if he wants to make up position. But right now, P12, he's going to have free tire choice in the race. So that looks like a pretty good situation for him at the moment.
Yeah, and we still have 9 minutes left in qualifying, and we've only had 2 people get into the 131s. I don't know if we'll get anybody into the 130s, but looking at Sam's time right now, I don't know, Packer, do you think that time will be beat at some point?
Well, oh, never mind. I thought I looked at the bottom of my screen. It said Barkschool went on pole with a 32.6. So we're going to hit the options button. And yeah, 31.6 from Sam there. So that will update on the bottom of my screen. But yeah, Sam M is on a lap right now. So I'm going to ride on board with him. I think that is Scabney in front of him, who's currently P5 in the qualifying order. But now Sam M up by a tenth. He could be the only person to beat that lap time so far in this qualifying session. Through that middle sector, it was purple on the mini map. So let's see what he can do in the final sector. Can he take away that purple final sector from Lit Romney in P3 right now in the Alfa Romeo? He's in the pit lane, so not looking to go out right now, but 18 minutes and 10 seconds. But right now, Sam M coming through the penultimate corner. Let's see how much time or how much time he can gain or how much time he can lose in this final sector. A little bit of a slide there, derating across the line. It's going to be an improvement by 6 tenths. He found so much time in that final sector. He'll go on to provisional pole position. That's a great improvement there from Sam, and he looks even stronger than he did in the preseason races.
Yeah, I was about to bring up the preseason race. He was very strong in China, won that preseason race, and keep in mind, he is on a new wheel too, and right now he is 10ths ahead of everyone else in qualifying.
Yeah, Sam M could be looking for a promotion into Tier 1 if he keeps this pace up right now. I think that's the Red Bull. I think that's Sam M who's actually just backing off. Monkey Mafia improves by 2.4 seconds exactly. Will go up into P7, splitting the 2 McLarens out there. So it looks pretty decent for Monkey Mafia. He scored some pretty decent points on it in some races last season. So looking just in around that mid top 10 is RC, who was 2 tenths up across the middle sector split. He invalidates at the penultimate corner just on the inside there. Unfortunate for the McLaren driver. He could have made up 1, possibly 2 places if he found a little bit more time in that final sector. Terminal Dady across the line to start a lap, and now it's going to be Zyke. He's up by a second. Let's see what the Ferrari driver can do. It'll put him on the front row if he keeps the time. Yeah, he does go into the front row. He improves by 1.4 seconds. He will go onto the front row of the grid in second place right there for the Ferrari driver. So the 2 Ferraris looking pretty decent in second and sixth right now. But now looking towards the Mercedes of Hightower, I think that is coming out of the final corner. Another little bit of slide. A lot of drivers derating out of that final corner. Will just go barely inside the top 10 just by a few hundredths of a second just in front of JC Blackley. So Hightower will go into P10. The last spot. Bobby Tava goes on to the front row of the grid. Okay, that was interesting. My L2 was activating my camera switch. But yeah, so Bobby Tava goes onto the front row of the grid just by 500ths in front of his last season Tier 1 compatriot.
I'm telling you what, Constructors this season is going to be insane, because I'm looking at teams like, you got McLaren, you got Ferrari, but don't count out Renault either. Bobby's been very quick. He was quick last week, quick in qualifying right now, and you got Barkschool, who got a podium late last season. He's in the top 5 right now, so, I really wouldn't be surprised if we have like 2 teams legitimately competing for the Constructors at the end of the season.
Yeah, great point there. The second season of pace-based grids here at Zenith Online Racing, so the grids are going to be even closer than they were last season. Tier 1 is going to be an absolute throw-up of who gets the Drivers' Champion. Well, not the Drivers' Championship. It's going to be... It's going to be probably Lando, but yeah. But the Constructors... let's hope not. Yeah, the Constructors' Championships are going to be super, super close once we get to the end of the season, and it's going to be super, super close once we get to the end of this Tier 2 season as well. I think that might have been JC Blackley just crossed the line on a 32 flat, so a great improvement there for the Racing Point. He will go up into P7, repping the Racing Point in Tier 2, go on JC, as well as go on Terminal Data. He's in the pit lane right now, but looking to improve that 14th position. Alfa Romeo across the line. I think that's DJ Panda to set his first lap time. He goes into P13. pretty decent. I think he'll just barely have enough time to set one more lap time. I think he's going for it. He still has the ERS on hot lap, so looking for another lap here in the Alfa Romeo. It'll be pretty detrimental to those tires, but he's going to be looking for the places, going to be looking for that track position. It's all important here at USA. It's pretty, I don't want to say easy to overtake, but Soiloko invalidated. He was 600s down on his time, so it didn't look like he was going to be improving, but he might have had a little bit of time in that final sector, but he invalidates on the exit of turn 19, so not the greatest for him. He does pull into the pit lane, though, and will have enough time to go for another one, so he could find an even bigger improvement on his next lap. The two McLarens have invalidated, but now looking towards, I think that's Sam M, who's on an out lap. I think that's JC Blackley. He's going to be in the final sector, but he's invalidated as well.
So I'm looking at the top 13 right now, and the top 13 is separated by less than 2 seconds. I think that this season is going to be really competitive in this tier if the order is that close right now in qualifying.
Yeah, let Romney just going into turn one there. He does have not the most front wing you could ever have. I think he's lost most of that left side of that front wing as JC Blackley retires on the pit lane. So he doesn't think that he's either has enough time or has enough pace in his car to try and improve on his current lap time. But right now, RC, takes a double stab there at turn number 7. That's not the greatest. He didn't feel the confidence. He didn't have the grip that he felt through turn 7 there, so making a little bit of a mistake. That's going to cost him just a little bit of time, but now braking into turn 11. A pretty decent line there, clips that apex beautifully, and it will get the greatest, or one of the best exit I have seen in an onboard lap so far in the McLaren. He's P12 right now. He looked pretty decent last season in that Racing Point. He was constantly qualifying in the top 5, being in those top 5 positions once the race came, but just unfortunate penalties and incidents for the McLaren driver cost him time and places. But right now, RC up by 3.5 tenths, most definitely helped by that purple middle sector coming through turn 15 and through 16. A little bit of a lockup, but that's very easy to do without the ABS assist. But now coming through 17 and now just a little bit wide of the apex there of 18. You want to try to keep the line all the way to the right, but now through 19. Keeping it easy, not wanting to invalidate this lap time. He's up by quite a bit, but into the final corner, a little bit of a lockup. That's going to lose him time. That's going to lose him the momentum across the line. He improves by 9/10 of a second, goes into P4 just in front of Soiloko, just by a 100th and a half, I think there. Sam M, he did improve on his lap time. He goes on to a 30.6, so he improves by another 3/10 of a second. So the Red Bull driver looking absolutely dominant here in this USA qualifying session, but now looking towards, I think that's Bark School. He's up by 7/10 across the middle sector. He goes onto the front row in front of his Renault teammate. He's in the pit lane. He's actually leading the pit lane right now, so Bobby looking for a late improvement here. And one of the McLarens, I think that was Hightower, who just crossed the line as well. He improved by 2.7 seconds. We'll go into 13th. So Loco across the line. He's going to be starting a lap, so he's going to be looking for the best possible track conditions with everybody out in front of him. So everybody's going to be laying down that grip. Let Romney comes into the pit lane with that half a front wing. So right now, with 1 minute and 20 seconds left, I wonder what drivers like Zyg and Bobby can do on these last laps.
Yeah, Sam's lap was really good, and the thing is, his previous lap, there was one point where he was up by 6/10 with that lap, and when he crossed the line, he ended up being around 5 to 6/10 ahead of Bark School. So Sam really having a lot of pace right now, and like I said before, those Renaults, they could be a really sneaky pick this year. They're 2-3 right now, and they're looking really good so far.
Yeah, but right now, as you mentioned, Ferrari could be a placeholder in that Constructors' Championship. GP only improves by 2/10. That was the wrong word to use. I don't want to use placeholder. They could be a contender for this Constructors' Championship. Right now, 4th and 8th. Not the greatest session for GP Colin, but now Zyg, I think he's going to be starting a lap. There's an Alpha Tower behind him. That is going to be Monkey Mafia, who's just about to start a lap. Scavney on a lap right now. He might, we're going to ride on board with him across the first sector split. He was down by 200, so he's not improving so far in the first sector, but he still has 2 more to try and find as much time as possible. Right now, Hightower is going to be going through the penultimate corner. He was down by 5/10 in that middle sector. Across the, he cuts the final corner. That's not going to be the greatest for him, but right now, I think that's Bobby, who's just about to start a lap with just around 8 seconds left in the session. So cutting the margin super close here. But now Loco, he's going to be trying to get across the line, but he's not going to be in time. He doesn't improve on his lap. It wasn't valid anyways. But Wolfsburg, who's actually had a pretty solid session, is in P7 right now. But I think a few drivers might just be improving behind him. The Williams driver of known Asylum, I think he's up, or he wasn't up because he's invalid. But now looking towards Scavney. He's going to be the next driver to cross the line. He was up by 700, so he found 900ths of a second through that middle sector. Let's see what he can do in the final sector, keeping the line all the way to the right, and then swing it over to the right side of the track through the penultimate corner. That was a great line there from the McLaren. Let's see what he can do through turn 20. Pretty decent braking zone. He's not going to lock up like his teammate. His teammate was P5. Scavney goes into 5th. He will replace his teammate. Improves by almost a second there in the McLaren. That's a great lap there. Terminal Day, I think, is going to be the next one to cross the line. He goes up into P8. He replaces Wolfsburg on row number 4, on the back end of row number 4. But now Zeig, who has it, he's up by 2, maybe even 3 tenths there through the middle sector. What can he do? Out of the final corner, he's derating. He goes into second, 2 tenths off of provisional pole position. Not even 2, 1.5 tenths off of provisional pole position. Monkey Mafia will be pulling on the pit line. It's going to be Bobby. Bobby is invalidated, so he's not going to be improving on that lap time. He's not going to be improving on that grid position. He's P3 and P4 for the Renaults, so a great starting grid for those two guys. They're going to be starting from the second row of the grid. I'm sure he's going to be absolutely elated with that one, but I'm sure he could have improved on that final lap time.
Man, I am looking at the grid right now. It is insanely close in so many areas. Take a look at 9th through 12th, separated by 13 thousandths of a second between those 4 drivers. 3rd through 13th, separated by just a second. Tier 2 is going to be so competitive, and Sam really looking like a favorite for this season. I think he was one of the only drivers in the 130s, and coming off of his win from last week, this could be a great year for him.
Yeah, most definitely. Just taking a look very quick, if I can get to it, the quality results from Tier 1, because I want to see where that lap would have put Sam M on the Tier 1 grid. There's a 30.681, so that would have put him 11th. That would have put him on poor man's pole for the Red Bull driver, just in front of Zamagla. So that could have been a great qualifying session.
Yeah, not bad at all.
Yeah, most definitely. We're going through the rest of the grid. Is going to be Zeig taking the left side of the grid on that front row. And it's going to be Barkschool and Bobby just in behind. Scavney, second place in the Drivers' Championship last season. He's going to be 5th on the grid for this one. RC just in behind him. Gonna go back to the Tier 2 stream so I can look at the rest of the grid. Soiloko P7, Terminal Deity P8, Wolfsburg P9 for Haas, and GP Colin 10th place for Ferrari. Just a few places off of his teammate. It looks a little bit cloudy as we get into this 2-minute period between qualifying and the formation lap. Lit Romney on poor man's pole in the Alfa Romeo P11, JC Blackley, DJ Panda, and Monkey Mafia 12th, 13th, and 14th.
All right. So, Packer, I am going to take, and when I say I am going to take a quick 30-second commercial break.
Okay. Well, getting into some of the comments right now. Monkey Mafia coming into the chat with his classic monkey emojis. Alt Maverick saying he misses the Tier 2 boys. Picking up 1 point there on Monday. So, yeah, not too bad of a debut for Alt Maverick. Right now, I think that's Bobby in the chat saying dry quality and quality race. We can see that now on the screen. Jinnit being Jinnit. Puff in the chat as well, talking about Bobby. T-Money agreeing with both of our points, saying that track limits really suck here. He's saying GP for the win tonight, so that's a prediction there from T-Money. Puff pointing out the medium runners. Bigga in the chat as well, said he couldn't race tonight. Bigga, but yeah, he's rooting on these Tier 2 guys. Looking just for a few other comments. Yeah, Puff saying what a lap from Sam. Yeah, I have to agree. That was a great lap there from the Red Bull driver on putting it on pole position for the first round of the season, and saying once again pointing out that he did upgrade to the Fanatec just a few hours before the Chinese preseason race. So looking to improve quite a lot, and it already has, it seems, with that new wheel.
Okay, so Packer, I think you know what time it is.
Oh no.
Yep, it is predictions time. Our favorite time of the broadcast, or at least my favorite time of the broadcast, because I always get them wrong. So can't wait to curse more drivers this
there's
season.
nothing to lose except for a few drivers in their positions. But let's get into it. Sam M showed great pace in preseason, and he's already showed great pace in this first qualifying session of this season. But I do think that with Zeig's Tier 1 experience, I think he could pull off a race win here tonight. So I think it's going to be Zeig from Sam, and then I'm going to pick RC. He doesn't have Jin as a teammate, so he doesn't have that pressure. Abusive relationship with his teammate now. So I think RC could pick up that final position on the podium, and he did show great race pace over the last season. So it could be a pretty good race there from the guy 6th on the grid currently.
Okay, so I am predicting that Scavney will win. I don't know why. I have a good feeling about him, which is probably for the worse.
Scavney, beware.
Please just stay careful. P2, I'm going to go Sam. I think Sam's really quick. And then I'm going to go Zeig in P3. That is my podium. So good luck to you guys. Hopefully you guys are not cursed.
Once again, just taking a little bit of a look to the chat. These, the guys in the chat taking their own predictions as well. We do have 16 people watching the stream currently. Puff going for Sam, Zeig, and Scavney. So he agrees with your point, just in a little bit of a different order. Jenna asking for safety car chances, and he says second lap as well. Team Money going for turn 2 safety car. JXW going for Bobby for the win, then Sam, and then GP from 10th on the grid. Bobby looking to redeem himself from China. He did have a little bit of an off there out of turn 13, I think it was. So once again, looking to redeem himself, but his Barksco is going a little bit slower than the two guys at the front. Sam M and Zeig getting on with the formation lap, and the guys in behind just taking their merry old time, trying to get those tires warmed up. I think Sam and Zeig will just have a little bit cooler tires towards the start of this race. Eric predicting a Lit Romney podium. He was bigging him up in the general chat earlier on. So let's see what Lit Romney can do from P11 on those medium tires. Actually, let's take a little bit of a look there at the tires. It's only Lit Romney and a known Asylum who've gone for the medium. So everyone else going for the softs. It is a possible soft medium or soft hard strategy depending on what you want to go for. And Cooper Yeager in the chat as well, predicting Zag for P1. So from the front row, it's definitely possible. It's a pretty easy overtaking spot into that first corner. You can't go many cars wide, but now as we get the lights turned on, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights. Lights out, and away we go. I think Zeig just got a little bit of a better reaction. He's already going to be side by side. I think Stam M just has a little bit of a better start, but Zeig is going to be up the inside. I think he's going to be into P1. That's a Mercedes of Soy Loco trying to get brave on the brakes into turn 1. It's going to be Sam M and Zeig fighting it out, but Sam M around the outside of turn 1 and down the inside of turn 2 is going to get that pole position converted into P1 at the beginning of the race. I think we have a driver off. That's Wolfsburg. He's already retired down at the back of the field. I think he's lost his front wing and a little bit of a wheel there, as you can see on the screen just there, but Barkschool staying in P3, but Soy Loco from 5th place has already jumped Bobby. Bobby down 1 position. Scavney and RC I think Scavney and RC just dropped a position, but now we have a virtual safety car.
Yeah, this is very interesting because there are a lot of drivers who are side by side. I saw DJ Panda and JC Blackley side by side as the VSC came out. And yeah, tough break for Wolfsburg. He finished last season strong, was able to help Haas stay in the constructors fight, and already out of the race it looks like.
Yeah, DJ Panda, who's had an amazing start. He's up 4 positions, up into P9. As well as other honorable mentions. Known Asylum just getting through the chaos. He's up 3 positions on those medium tires. And Soy Loco, who made a great start, he jumped Bobby, Scavney, and RC. He's up 3 positions. Soy Loco looking like an early race contender here, but now he's get the tire graphics back up. It looks like Soy Loco's actually had a pretty decent safety car restart. He's pulled out more of a gap to Bobby than he is closer to Barkskull. So let's see what the Mercedes driver can do. I think Alex in the chat saying that yes, so Loco got a great start as well. So getting very, very sideways there out of turn 19. That's not exactly what you want to see from the man in P4. Sam M out in first place. That's the fastest lap of the race, a 144 flat. DRS is not enabled. Do not listen to the race director. I think it's just a little bit high. I think that's no, that's just the grid shaking up a little bit. We love Codemasters. We love a good glitch every now and again. But yeah, going back towards the front of the field, Zyg is actually very, very close to the back of Sam. But once again, even though we do have these cloudy conditions, Sam very, very wide there through turn 7. Zyg could maybe put up a challenge for this down into turn 11, but I don't think he's going to be close enough. Sam able to defend that position. Zyg just not. He was only 4/10 back, but with Sam making that mistake, I think Zyg just got a little bit shook. But now going onto the back straight out of turn 11, let's see what the Ferrari driver can do. He's turned on the overtake. He doesn't have the DRS from what your screen tells you. He does not have the DRS. But now Sam going defensive to the inside line. I don't think Zyg is going to be close enough. He used a lot of ERS to try and get close, but Sam M not using as much, but still stay in that first position. Zyg not being close enough to make that move. A driver who's pretty decently close. Actually, I think my interval's a little bit broken. Not many of the gaps changing right now, but yeah. Looking for a few close battles. Barkskull as well as Loco are starting to close up to the back of those top two, though, and it's getting a really close battle out there for P1.
Yeah, and you mentioned overtake before. I think saving overtake early is going to be huge if you want to overtake later on in the race. So saving up your stuff is going to be key. And looking at some of the front guys, it looks like for the most part, everybody is saving pretty well. Looks like Barstool and Zyg are around 50%, but Sam has saved up a lot of his stuff so far.
Yeah, Sam, he's out in the race lead. I think he might just have a little bit of a better setup in a straight line. Considering he has able to defend from Zyg on the previous lap, not having to use as much ERS as Zyg did. He has a 20% ERS advantage. And that's not normally what you see from a race leader, especially with someone within that DRS range. But those top two, just ever so slightly, starting to pull away. At one point, it was a 9/10 gap. It is a 9/10 gap right now, but across the DRS detection point, I think Zyg has broken DRS to Barkskull in behind, so the Renault driver is not going to have that DRS, that crucial DRS to try and stay with the top two. He's using so much overtake trying to get close enough, but he's not going to be close enough. But now Soy Loco on the offensive, on the inside line, going down towards turn 12. He's going to have that one done before the braking's on. Barkskull getting very close to the back of the gearbox of Soy Loco there into turn 12, but not going to be close enough to make the move, not going to be close enough to fight that one back. I think Monkey Mafia and Known Asylum are very close out on track. Known Asylum dropping a position on those medium tires. That's not going to be the greatest for his strategy, but now the two Renaults are going to be super close on track. They're going to be fighting for track position, and now I think Bobby has to try and get past his teammate because he's starting to fall off the back of Soy Loco as well.
Man, I am looking at the track right now. We have a lot of teammates fighting. We have 4th and 5th with Renault, 6th and 7th with McLaren, and 8th and 9th with Racing Point. So this is the beginning of the season, and it looks like the teammates are getting to know each other pretty nicely.
Yeah, a few of them staring at the gearboxes of one another. Hopefully we don't have any teammate collisions. That would not be the greatest for the rest of the season. We'll have some bad blood, possibly between Renault, McLaren, or Racing Point. As well to Monkey Mafia and Let Romney. Monkey Mafia making another move, his second in 2 laps. Monkey Mafia up the inside of Let Romney, up into turn 1. So a pretty decent move there from the Alpha Tower. Didn't quite catch it, but it looked like a pretty decent move. I think he had that one done. Possibly before the corner, but definitely into the braking zone. But right now, Soy Loco, he doesn't have the pace of the top two. He got past Barkskull, and Barkskull was about 1.1 seconds off when Soy Loco passed him. But now Soy Loco is 1.3 back, so a little bit of a gap. But he's also pulling out a gap to Barkskull. Barkskull barely, barely snagged the DRS off the driver in front of him. But right now, Bobby Tava is starting to put the pressure on his Renault teammate. He's going to be looking to the inside, I think, here, unless he's not close enough. He doesn't use the overtake, but he had the DRS. He had the straight line speed advantage. He had the momentum, but he didn't decide to use it. He's going to be staying behind for turn 12, but now Scabney is going to be super, super close to the back of him. We have a huge DRS range right here.
Oh, it looks like JC Blackley got loose a little bit there. He's fighting with his teammate. Yeah, you mentioned before that Sam might have a slippery setup, and I think he does because Zyg had DRS and really couldn't gain anything on him on the backstretch.
Yeah, DJ Pando right now, just looking back towards JC Blackley, he is derating. He's under that 10% mark on the ERS, but so is DJ Panda. He was just before breaking into that final corner. Romney picking up a time penalty, as well as Hightower just a few laps ago, but now DJ Panda on the back of JC Blackley. The two both have DRS, but DJ Panda using his overtake, trying to get past the racing point. He's going to be up the inside. Blackley on the outside. Ooh, a little bit of contact between the two. Blackley trying to fight it back, but I don't think he's going to be close enough. He ruined his momentum touching the back of the Alfa Romeo, so his momentum is going to be ruined. I think DJ Panda has that position solidified, but right now the two racing points who are looking at the back of each other are starting to fall off the top seven right now. But Soy Loco, who's falling even further off the back of the top two, and it's going to be Barkschool and Bobby Tavo. I think they're the two closest drivers out on track right now. Let's see what Bobby tries to do on lap number 5. He has a 30% ERS advantage on his teammate. He's opening up the DRS. He's using the overtake. This is going to be an easy move. He's going to be blasting past his Renault teammate, and Scavney, I don't think he's going to be close enough for this one. He's actually underfueled the car. I think this is quite a characteristic thing for Scavney. He normally underfuels the car, at least that's what I saw from last season. But right now, Bobby Tav, he's going to be up in the 4th. Sets that purple middle sector with the DRS in the overtake. He's not going to be the one chasing pressure on Soy Loco in front.
It is really close from about 3rd to 8th. You mentioned Soy Loco falling back to the Renaults, and it looks like 4th through 8th are all within DRS range of each other. So, like I said, Tier 2 really competitive, and you could tell that it's really competitive, especially around the midfield.
Yeah, most definitely. I think that Scavney just going off the track ever so slightly. Very easy to pick up time penalties at the circuit of the Americas, so I want to try and limit those mistakes as DJ Panda, as I just mentioned, that picks up a 3-second time penalty out of the final corner, so not the greatest situation for him. He's in the top 10 right now, but we would be dropping out with that time penalty. Obviously, it's only lap 6, so we have a lot of time to go in this race, a lot of time for these battles to pan out and for strategies to pan out. So right now, I think just looking on board with Bobby, if you can look on the steering wheel and see that his tires are just around 100 degrees Celsius, so just a little bit higher than that, and your tires will start to overheat. So I think he's going to might just be losing a little bit of pace. As JC Blackley through turn 7 picks up a time penalty as well. Soy Loco, known to be a good qualifier and pretty decent in the races, but picking up those time penalties are not the greatest thing for him right now. Bobby, who wasn't close enough into the DRS detection point, he did eventually close up through turn 11 in the braking because of Soy Loco. I made a little bit of a mistake, but Bobby is starting to struggle for pace here. Once he gets into that clean air, he starts to struggle. Soy Loco is having the same issue as well, and Zyg, who is out in P2, starting to struggle to keep pace with the Red Bull, who's out in the race lead right now.
Yeah, Zyg's still about a second back from Sam, and I've noticed as of late, Sam has used a lot of his overtake, which Zyg has not. So maybe Zyg is getting better as the run goes along, and we're approaching 6 laps on this tire, so this could be getting close to having to pit off of those soft tires.
Yeah, most definitely. Does that just make a little bit of a mistake there? I think Sam used his overtake because he knew he was faster than Zyg, but Zyg had that DRS, just staying super close to the back, or well, not super close, but staying within that DRS range, starting to tow him along. But Sam used that overtake, tried to break him out of DRS, and he did it for one straight. But I'm not exactly sure if that was the most crucial straight to try and break the DRS. But now Zyg getting very close to the back. He's using a little bit of his overtake reserve as well, trying to get back within that 1 second range. He's down to 40%. Coming up through turn number 8 and through 9, but he made a little bit of a mistake, just barely off the apex there, but he's not going to be close enough for DRS, so Sam has achieved what he needed. He broke the DRS to the driver behind him, so let's see what Sam can do in that cleaner. Zyg not going to have that DRS advantage. So let's see what those two drivers are going to be doing in cleanup. But right now, going on board with Bobby. Let's see what he can do. Soy Loco in front of him is not going to have the DRS, but and he's not going to have the overtake as well. He's down to 10%, and he's already derating. You can see it from on board with Bobby. Soy Loco is derating. He has that red light flashing, but now they're going to be going side by side into turn 12. Let's see what the Renault can do. It just pinched on the inside line. There's a yellow flag, I think, that for Lit Romney back towards turn 11, but Bobby on the inside line just got pinched by the Mercedes driver, but Soy Loco defending that position pretty well. We'll stay into P3 right now on lap 7.
Yeah, you mentioned that Soy Loco was derating there. I think it's just a prime example of saving up your stuff. We saw Bobby save up his stuff He was able to get a run on Soy Loco, wasn't able to overtake him, but saving up your stuff early in the race is huge because you'll be able to overtakes like Bob almost did.
Yeah, Bobby got very, very close to the back and up the inside of Soy Loco, but not able to pull that maneuver off. Looking on board with Bobby right now, he does have that blue light on his MFD, so possibly deciding to come into the pit lane on this lap. Sam M and Zag both have it as well, but Soy Loco does not. Scavney has it as well, so a few drivers looking to pull into the pit lane. The first of their teammates. The first drivers out on track right now are Sam Zag, Bobby, Soy Loco, and Scavney. They're all in front of their teammates, so they can make that first decision on the pit stop window. So let's see what they do coming towards the end of lap A. I think most drivers will be pitting onto the hard compound tires and going towards the end of this race as DJ Panda picks up a time penalty. I think that's his second.
Yeah, and Sam getting out of that DRS range was huge for him because even though it looks like Zag is using his overtake and getting back in the 1 second gap, Sam has started to pull away. So I think that Sam being outside that DRS range is really going to help him if he wants to win the race.
Yeah, Bobby Tava going into turn 12 gets past Soy Loco on the outside this time. So he got the move done before the corner, but now Bobby is up into P3. I think Soy Loco was just struggling a little bit too much for pace. So Bobby made the move into turn 12 on lap 8. But now let's see what he can do in the clean air. Ooh, a little bit of a slide though. Those tires are starting to die off. So let's see what the leaders do. Looking towards them. Sam M right now coming through turn 19. Is he going to be pulling into the pit lane? No, he's not going to be. Soy Loco. Oh, Soy Loco and Barksclove have made contact through turn 19. Both of them are dropping down positions. Both of them are ghosted. That's a new feature for this season. The admins have decided to turn on ghosting. Barksclove down to P, down many positions. He's going to be pulling into the pit lane. I don't think it looks like he has damage, but now looking towards Soy Loco, who's going to be continuing. Known Asylum is out of the race. Is that going to be a safety car? I wonder if drivers going to be making up positions. Yeah, safety car. We have a full safety car. It's Lit Romney. Lit Romney is in, just barely missing that pit baller though. So that's crazy for these drivers. I think Barksclove might just be losing a few positions, but he did go onto the medium compound, so let's see what he can do on that safety car restart. But now we do have a few laps for the pace to cool down and for the gaps to close up, as well as for many drivers to make pit stops.
Man, that's a shame for Known Asylum. He was just checking up due to that crash, and in turn 19, he just lost it and hit the inside wall. And turn 19 is very tricky. I remember last season, actually, Soy Loco crashed there last season as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see another safety car caused by an incident there. And I mean, this is perfect timing for people to get off the tires. I mean, this comes at the literal perfect time. So
yeah, exactly. I think this is just barely inside the pit window for those medium compound tires. Barksclove pitting onto them after he made contact. Lit Romney deciding to go for the harder compound that will most definitely make it to the end of the race. So let's see what he could do on those. I think they might barely just be inferior at the first part of this race, first part of this stint. But I wonder what he can do towards the back end of this race. Right now, he's in the last position out of the drivers that are still running, so he has almost nothing to lose. So right now, looking towards the front of the field, let's see what the Red Bull and the Ferrari of Sam and Zag do. They're going to be pushing into the pit lane if they're on their Delta right now. Sam most definitely will be coming to the pit lane, as well as Zag. No mistakes into the pit lane there. We did see a few drivers doing that last season. Sam is going to be in the pit lane. Let's see what these drivers are going to be doing. Bobby in, Scavney and RC in. So both McLarens are going to be double stacking. Almost no choice for those guys. But Sam, he's out of the pit lane. He's in front of, he comes out in front of Bobby, so he's not going to be held up. I think Zag might have just lost a little bit of time, but he's not going to lose any positions because of it. But the top two decide to go onto the hard tires. Bobby in P3 right now. He's going to be on the mediums, so he's going to be looking to make a charge onto the two race leaders. Scavney goes on the mediums, as well as DJ Panda, Terminal, Deity, JC Blackley switching onto the mediums as well. A lot of drivers going for the mediums, so making that switch right now. Barksclove, who made the pit stop already, he's going to be up into P7, so only 4 places behind his teammate, and with that contact, so pretty fair game there for the Renault driver, not losing many position with the contact. He's obviously a lot better off than Soy Loco is, who's onto the hard tires in P12, so not the greatest for him, but RC, I think, is probably one of the biggest losers there. He's down to P9 when he was just in P7, or I think he was in P5 with the contact between Barksclove and Soy Loco, but now he's going to be down to P9, so he's going to be looking to make up positions, but it's going to be super difficult with the DRS trains.
I think it's really interesting, actually, that Sam and Zag took the hards. I don't know if you can make mediums go to the end and they will be faster than the hards at the end, but personally, I would have gone with the mediums, though I think Bobby's in a really good position right now. I just don't know. I just don't know if those hards are going to be worth it. You know, especially if we get more safety cars, because then that will just save tires up even more. So Bobby could be in a good spot right here with being on the mediums ahead of everyone else on the mediums right now.
Yeah, most definitely. Bobby looks in the strongest position right now in terms of strategy, but I wonder, as you mentioned, as a few drivers, a few guys in chat are wondering the same exact thing. What are those hard compound tires going to do? Eric saying in the chat, those hards will kill. I'm not exactly sure what he means by that, but if I take that under my own interpretation, which is always a dangerous thing, those hards will be pretty decent. I don't think we're going to be safety car in this lap. Hightower has closed out to the back of the field, but we are going to be doing one more lap under the safety car. So let's see what these guys are going to be doing. You can't see on the safety car that the lights are still flashing, so the safety car will still be out for one more lap. We're going to have one more lap pacing around behind that Mercedes-Benz just in front of Sam M there. But yeah, so once again, those hard tires, they're going to have to be warmed up aggressively by Sam and Zeig. But they have no danger to not going to the end or getting punctures. Unless, obviously, they have contact with someone or decide to do a few burnouts on their way to the end of the race. But yeah, Sam and Zeig should have no issue going to the end. But I'm more concerned about Bobby, Scabby, DJ Panda, Terminal Deity, Bark Skull, GP, RC, Monkey Mafia, and JC Blackley. I think it's a little bit of a question. I think it's just barely on the edge of tire wear. I think 75% is that puncture window. So once you pass 75% on that tire wear, it's going to be, you have the opportunity to get punctures. So I wonder what these drivers are going to be doing. Are they going to be conserving tires just at the beginning of the stint and try and use them towards the end? Or are they going to be pushing relentlessly at the beginning of the safety car restart, try and make a position, and then tire conserve at the end and hold the drivers behind?
Well, I think if you're not Sam or Zag, I think it's a good risk to go on the mediums, because before the safety car, we saw Sam and Zag just pull away. I mean, nobody else was even close. So you take a look, Sam and Zag on the hards, everyone else from 3rd to 11th put on the mediums. So this could be their shot at possibly getting by Sam or Zag, though it's a little bit of a risk. Like I said before, I think it will be close at the end of whether or not the mediums or the hards will be the better choice at the end of the race, but I think the guys who took the mediums, I think they're in a better spot right now.
Yeah, most definitely. It's going to be a super, super close one here in the USA. It's going to be a great round number one. We saw a late safety car for Tier 1 to shake up the race and give us an amazing ending to that one. So the safety car now could be one of the defining factors towards the end of the race, towards the very end result of this one. So let's see what this safety car restart has in store for us. Right now, Sam has to go through the rest of the final sector, but he gets to decide the pace. He gets to decide when the field goes. He's actually staying pretty close to the safety car, backing off just now. I think he's trying to get some tire temps on the rears. It's pretty difficult to do. Or you have to try and do some burnouts, but he's actually, yeah, he's staying pretty close to the safety car. He's going full throttle, or was going full throttle in third gear, not revving out, which is quite the oddity, but now he's backing up into the penultimate corner, trying to catch a few drivers out. Once again, he's going very fast. He's staying right on the back of that safety car, but now as the clouds start to disperse, the safety car will disperse into the pit lane. Now Sam M will lead us on to lap number 12. Let's see what he can do. I don't think Zyga's going to be close enough to make the move, but Scabney, he's looking to, he's going to be the one closest to the drivers in front of him. He's not going to be going for the move on Bobby, so just taking a little bit conservative. It is only lap 12, so we do have 16 more laps of action here at the Circuit of the Americas. Not many drivers making moves. I don't think anyone is close enough. Hightower with the down at 14, just a little bit of back off the driver in front of Sam M, making a mistake through the first sector. We saw him do that on lap number 1. But Zeig just had to take avoiding action, trying not to crash into the current race leader, trying not to ruin both of their races and put Bobby in the lead of this race. But right now, he's going to be super, super close as the Renna to the back of his top two, especially on that tire advantage.
Man, I'm telling you what, those medium tire runners, they are right there with Sam and Zeig. And like I said before, Sam and Zeig were able to pull away. These hards for the first 2 laps, I feel like are going to be a drive on, and Bobby could be making a move right now.
Yeah, Bobby. Sam trying to break the slipstream. Bobby going to be looking to the outside of Zag. We're going to go on board with the Renault driver. He's going to be braking later than Zag, braking later than the Ferrari, trying to go around the outside of turn 12. Let's see what he can do. I think he just got squeezed off the track there ever so slightly by Zag. He doesn't have the momentum to try and keep it around the outside of the Ferrari, but actually I think Monkey Mafia has made a little bit of a mistake. He's dropped down 3 positions. He's on the outside of Lit Romney going into turn 15. He's going to be up the inside. I think he's going to be keeping that P12, but he did drop a few positions through turn 12, I think that was. Maybe a little bit of contact with someone. Madone penalty showing up, so no one has been convicted as of yet. Right now, Scavney, he's going to be the closest driver out of this top 5 to the driver in front of him. He looks pretty decent right now, but actually going on board with JC Blackland. He's right on the back of Scavney's teammate RC7 out of the final corner. He's used so much ERS, he's already derating, not able to use any ERS on the at the end of that lap. But Sam, he's already pulled out a 9/10 gap. He's really showing his pace right now, and he has the tire life to push and go towards the end of this race and push all the way to lap 28.
Yeah, Sam, really impressive that he's been able to get that far out in front, and Bobby just picked up a penalty, and I think at this point in the race, penalties are going to be more frequent, and penalties, we saw last season, they really determine the outcome of a race, so guys like Sam and Zai who are clean right now, even if they're on the hards, if they don't have a penalty, they might be set.
Yeah, but right now they are showing immensely strong pace. Sam is out in front just by 8 tenths. Let's see if Zai can stick within the DRS once it gets activated on the next lap. But Bobby is around 6 tenths back. He's using his overtake. Zai is not. Sam is. He's trying to pull away. He's trying to do what he did in the first stint. But right now, looking towards Terminal and the 2 racing points. GP Con is right on the back of him. I think that's RC out the inside. Oh, big crash! That's a safety car. JC Blackley is out. Let Romney trying to avoid the action. Let Romney is going to be Monkey Mafia is going to be up a few positions. I think RC got caught in that one. He's no front wing, so he looked lucky to avoid the incidents there. But that's a huge crash. What are these drivers going to do in terms of strategy? Is Sim and Zai going to pit, or is the hard runners going to come into the pit lane for the medium, so they can now definitely make it into the pit lane or make it to the end of the race? So what is the strategy going to be for these drivers, and how is that just completely changed and thrown up the strategy in this one?
Yeah, I think the guys on the hard tires are now in a tricky spot, and yeah, going back to that incident, they were 3 wide on the backstretch there, and it looked like the Ferrari and the Racing Point made contact. Just even at a track like USA with the long straights, I mean, 3 wide anywhere is almost impossible. And looks like we do have some drivers in the pits, but looks like Sam and Zai are not pitting.
Yeah, so Loco comes into the pit lane to set a fresh set of medium tires. RC coming in the pit lane to get that front wing change. He's going to be going on to another set of mediums, but he does have a 5-second stop and go, so not the greatest for him. GP as well has a 5-second stop and go, changing to another set of mediums and getting that front wing change. He was the one who got, just watching it back on stream, I think I just barely caught it, but as you mentioned, it was contact between GP and JC, and RC was just unlucky to get caught up in that one. He was all the way to the inside going into turn 12, but yeah, JC Blackley on the outside tried to cover off GP. He moved too late though, and GP caught that rear left tire. JC into the wall and caught RC in that one, so a huge crash there. JC out on impact. GP Con got put in a spin. RC loses his entire front wing, so yeah, not the most ideal situation for GP and RC, but now they're going to be back at the back of the field. And Hightower, though, he's going to be on the soft tires, interestingly enough. Those shouldn't go to the end of the race, but I have seen crazier things in the Codemasters games.
Well, here's the thing I noticed with these races, in particular Tier 2. Sometimes it takes a while to get a safety car, and you can say the same with Tier 1 as well, but usually when the first safety car happens, we get another one, and that happened late last season, so maybe Hightower is thinking that we're going to get another safety car. And with those softs, maybe he gains 2, 3, 4, maybe even 5 spots, and a safety car comes out, and he could be in a really good spot. But yeah, looking back on the incident, I'm really surprised that nobody else retired. I'm really surprised that RC didn't lose a wheel. I'm really surprised that GP, Colin, didn't lose a wheel. I think they're really lucky that only one person retired, and unfortunately JC Blackley was the guy that lost the wheel in that crash.
Yeah, I don't want to say he deserved it, but he was the one, in my opinion, that initiated the contact there between those 3 drivers. So yeah, he's going to be the one out of this race. Not the strongest start for Racing Point. A little bit of sad to see the Racing Point Tier 2 boys starting to struggle ever so slightly. Terminal Dady right now in P7 on the mediums, but he does have a time penalty, so not the greatest situation for Terminal. But now looking back towards the front, Sam and Zig, I think as you mentioned right as the safety car came out, decided not to pull into the pit lane. So they're still going to be on those hard tires. They're going to have to get those tires fired up once again once the safety car comes into the pit lane. I think that's why Sam decided to take a faster or decided to stick with the safety car, trying to keep up with his momentum, trying to keep tire temperature in that hard compound. So yeah, that might have been the reasoning behind Sam's decision to stick with the safety car on the restart. But yeah, Zig and Sam in probably one of the most difficult situations out on track right now. But I think Lit Romney as well. Ooh, jeez. I don't know what's up with me, but yeah, Lit Romney is also in a very, very difficult situation, deciding not to pit on those hard tires. He's going to be hoping to stick with those towards the end of the race, hoping that maybe the medium tire runners will be either getting punctures or just be very, very slow at the end. But with these two safety car periods, I think they're definitely going to be going towards the end of this race.
Yeah, and since we have the time, just a little housekeeping stuff. So Sunday is the season opener for EU. I believe you and Maverick will be in the booth for that, I think.
We did the preseason race, so I'm not exactly sure who's going to be commentating that one, but I'll be there if I'm available, so yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and then, so for Tier 2 this season, we're going to have kind of a rotating cast of characters. You'll see different faces in here with Packer, so just something to spice the action up a little bit, but yeah, I think that's all the public service announcements that I have. Looks like the safety car is coming in.
Yeah, it should be in this lap. Going through 17-18 right now is that Mercedes-Benz safety car. But yeah, a little bit of a mix-up rotation for the Tier 2 commentary list. Looks like a little bit of MLB pitching rotation, if I can do my sports comparison for the night. Yeah. That's the one and last time I'll be mentioning sports in a Tier 2 live stream. But right now, Sam going down to second gear ever so slightly, just trying to get the revs up to get this safety car restart once again. But he's going to be full throttle out of the final corner. He's going to be getting this one underway on to lap 16. It's only been 4 laps since the last safety car restart, but now Sam defending his line, trying to break the slipstream, but now he'll be going back to the racing line for turn 1. Bobby getting very, very close to the back of Zig. I think just barely a little bit of contact in between. Zig on those hard tires. He doesn't have them up to temperature. He's losing a little bit of grip on the rear end. DJ Panda, Barkskull's past DJ Panda, so Barkskull making a pretty decent recovery as well with that contact from Soy Loco earlier on in the race, causing the first safety car out on track. RC, I think, has dropped or has gotten past Hightower there. Hightower really struggling on the soft tires, not getting them fired up at the beginning of this race. Zig picks up a time penalty, so the out of the top 3, Zig and Bobby both have time penalties. Not going to be close enough is the Renault driver to the back of the Ferrari, so Scabney once again looking very, very close. I think that's Hightower just causing a ghost yellow flag there. As Soy Loco, it's that round. I think that's Bobby Tava. Bobby Tava is around at turn 11. It's not going to cause a safety car. I don't think. He's going to be ghosted, so he can't spin across the track without any repercussions. But right now, DJ Panda going out to the inside of the Renault driver of Barkskull into turn 12. Let's see what he can do. Barkskull on the outside, trying to keep that momentum, but DJ Panda giving him the room, giving him all the respect that he needs, but now trying to squeeze it on the inside of 13. But I think Barkskull is going to be defending that position. DJ Panda decides to back off of that one, but maybe Terminal Deity looking to make a move. Actually, I think DJ Panda's gotten that one up the inside of turn 15, or turn 16, my bad about that one. But yeah, DJ Panda is going to be up in the P4, but he's 1.3 seconds off the back of the top 3. With Zig 8/10 back off the race leader, and Scavney 6/10 back as well. So yeah, really close. And Bobby Tava making a crucial mistake like he made in China just 7 days ago.
Great racing so far. It looks like Soy Loco is making a move on Monkey Mafia. They are side by side here on the front stretch. Soy Loco had his issue earlier, got into a crash, but he's making his way up through the grid. It looks like he's going to the inside. They're still side by side, and he's got it.
Yeah, Soy Loco getting that move done on the exit of turn 1 through turn 2. He did pit for the medium tires under the safety car, so he's going to be showing more impressive pace there is the Mercedes driver. He's already 6/10 back off the, or he's already 6/10 off the back of the racing point in front of him in Terminal Deity. He's already closing that gap through the back half of this middle first sector and through the first half of the middle sector, but almost cutting turn 10 there is the Mercedes driver, getting very, very close to the back of the racing point just in front of him. But he can see just in front of the racing point that's in front of him is the driver he made contact with at turn 19. who is Bark School in P5 right now. Terminal Deity starting to close up to the back of the Renault. He's using all the overtake that he can muster, but he's not going to be close enough to make the move. So look, very, very close to the back of the Racing Point, almost making contact with the gearbox of the Big Panther there. But Soyloco lucky to get away without wing damage, without making contact with the driver in front of him. Very, very lucky they're able to get that one stopped, having to go a little bit deep there. But right now, Sam, he's still on the race lead at 7/10. He hasn't used as much gear as he used on the last safety car restart, but he still has the gap that he needs to possibly pull away from DRS on the next lap.
I really like the position that Scavney is in right now. He's highest on the medium tires. He's within DRS range, and he doesn't have a penalty. Sam doesn't have one either, but Scavney tends to be very disciplined. So Scavney could be in a good spot right here.
I think that's Doth pointing out in the chat that is very, very close between Soyloco and Terminal Deity there, down at turn 12. So right now, I think that's RC and Rodney are going side by side through turn 2. I think RC has gotten that move done after the contact causing the second safety car. But Lit Romney and GP Colin just barely missed that one on stream. But yeah, GP Colin is going to be up into P10, so Lit Romney dropping 2 positions on those hard tires. We mentioned under the safety car period that he's going to be struggling on that compound, but he's really struggling. I didn't expect him to struggle that much. He's dropped 2 positions in 2 corners. So let's see if the Alfa Romeo can try and fight it back. Barksco getting very close to the back of DJ Panda. I think he might have just made a mistake because he was about a second back. But right now, the battle for the lead. I think Sam trying to break that DRS. Zyg does have the DRS though. He's going to be pulling to the outside for turn 12. I don't think he's going to be going for it, but just taking a little bit of a look. Sam goes deep. Zyg goes deep as well. Look at Scavney. He's not going to be close enough to make the move though, but Sam defends his position, even going off track there at turn 12. But he's going to be staying in the race lead right now. A few drivers in behind. I think that's Terminal Deity. He's getting very close to the back of Soyloco, who's 1.4 seconds off the back of the top 5. So he's kind of struggling here for pace. We saw it earlier on, but right now he's 1.2 seconds though. He's actually starting to close down the top 5. Lit Romney's out. I'm not exactly sure how or why. That might have been contact with another driver. That might be a VSC, but I don't think we got a safety car for that one. It's still a yellow flag. Nothing from the race director just yet. I don't think it's going to be any action from the race director. That Alfa Romeo will be cleaned up, but Lit Romney is now out of the running. Bobby, after his spin, is down in P12. Maybe just contact with a driver in front of him. I'm not exactly sure. We still do have that yellow flag. But now, once again, going on board with the race lead, it's going to be Sam and Zyg. They're going to be fighting it out for the race lead on track. But Scavney in behind, he's going to have to try and get past Zyg and try and fight Sam for that race win on the penalty game.
This is absolutely insane right now. Taking a look at the front of the grid, it looks like we have around the top 7 all within DRS range of each other as they approach the back straightaway right here. DRS is active, so this could be really crazy. It looks like Zyg has more overtake than Sam. We'll see if he can make a move.
Yeah, I don't think Zyg is going to be close enough. He is using that overtake. Sam is derating as well. You can see that red light flashing on the back of the Red Bull. Zyg really getting a lot of closing speed towards the back of the straight, down towards turn 12. But once again, he's not going to be close enough to make the move. DJ Panda starting to struggle a little bit. He's 1 second back. Bark School a little bit off the back of the Alfa Romeo as well. So a few drivers. It was actually Soyloco's done a very, very good job to get within the DRS range. Bobby getting past Hightower into turn 12. So a decent move there from the run, trying to make his recovery back through the field. But right now we're on the very, very end of lap 19 right now. But Sam, who's been leading almost the entirety of the race, I think he's been leading almost every lap, is the Red Bull driver. He's putting in an immense performance right now and defending very, very well from the drivers behind.
Yeah, and one thing that Sam has an advantage with right now is that he doesn't have a penalty. So similar to last week where Sam basically won off of staying disciplined, he could do it again this week. He's just got to stay disciplined, and he could be in a good spot right here to technically go back to back. I know last week was preseason, but he's starting off the season pretty nicely.
Yeah, most definitely DJ Panda making a little bit of a mistake on the exit of the final corner, just going into the grass there, and he's going to be losing that DRS, so now it's going to be a battle for the race win between the top 3, unless DJ Panda can put in an immense first sector, but he's losing a little bit of time there through turn 7. It's down, it's up to 1.2 seconds between Scavney and DJ Panda. I don't think he's going to be close enough as Soyloco picks up a second time penalty, trying to close down to the back of Bark School. I don't think he's going to be close enough to make the move into turn 11, but we'll have to check in with him as RC getting the move, getting past the Alpha Tower. Yo Monkey Mafia just closing in onto the racing line, but now going to the battle for the race lead. That's the most important battle out on track right now. Zyg not able to stick with Sam in that first sector, as well as Scavney starting to fall a little bit in behind, but Zyg looking to the inside once again. He's trying to send it late on the brakes. He's up the inside of the Red Bull, but Sam, he had the better line. and is able to defend that position. But Monkey Mafia and RC, Monkey Mafia up the inside of RC at turn 12. He's going to be getting that position back, so RC making the move a little bit prematurely, and he's going to be losing that position to Monkey Mafia. He's back up into 8th place, but now let's go on once again to the battle for that race lead. What does Zyg have to do in that first sector to get that race lead on track?
I don't know. Sam, very good in that first sector, and Zyg is right there, though. He could make this happen right here. He didn't get as great of an exit as Sam, but he is definitely closing up to Sam's rear wing in the last couple of laps.
Yeah, he's getting very, very close, but he's getting close at the wrong times. He's not close enough down the back, down at the end of the back straight, but I think the dirty air in the first sector is really, really hurting him. Maybe in one lap, he should try and stick back a little bit and try and close up as much as possible. Just full send it through the first sector. He already has that time penalty, so he has almost nothing to lose here, except for pick up another time penalty, maybe drop a few positions. But right now, Soy Loco is getting getting very close to the end of to the back of Bark School, as Bark School picks up a penalty. So as he was one of the drivers who was clean, he didn't have penalties. He's going to be picking up that time penalty. So Doth in the chat just cursing Birch School just a little bit there, saying he was possibly in for a sneak podium. He's not going to be out of the podium chances for the moment. He's in P5 right now with that penalty, so not the greatest position for him. But now Soy Loco is going to be very, very close to the back of the Renault. Let's see what he can do down towards turn 12. You get so close to the back of the Renault, but now they're going to be making the move on DJ Panda. DJ Panda switches in the middle of the track. Sparks goes to the outside. Soy Loco's up the inside of both of them. Let's see what he can do. DJ Panda on the outside of Soy Loco there, but Soy Loco all the way to the track limits, trying to keep it around the outside of 13. What can the Mercedes driver do? He's still on the outside. It's side by side between these two. Coming through 14, 15, 16. DJ Panda trying to keep the momentum around the outside, but I think Soy Loco is going to have this one. Actually, Soy Loco makes a little bit of a mistake there. DJ Panda is going to be up the inside for 17 and through 18. Barksville cutting the track, trying to stick with these two. Soy Loco on the outside of 18. That's an immense move there from the Mercedes, but DJ Panda keeping it around the outside of 19. That's a great defensive maneuver there from the Alfa Romeo. DJ Panda stays in P4, but Soy Loco gets that position. Zyg picks up another time penalty, trying to stick with the pace of Sam, but he can't do it. Sam, right now, in that race lead by 8/10 of a second. He looks unstoppable here in USA.
Oh, it looks like Terminal Deity going to the inside, forcing his way to the inside of Bark School, and he's got that move done. So Bark School went from 4th to 7th here in the last couple of laps, and yeah, that was great racing between DJ Panda and Soy Loco. And keep in mind, Soy Loco on much fresher medium tires as well, so DJ Panda doing a really good job, it looked like.
Yeah, right now he's just 4 seconds off the top 3, so he's not going to be close enough to get that time or get that podium if he really wants it. He's going to have to close down so much time to Zyg if he wants to try and pick up that second place. But right now it's going to be the battle for it's going to be the battle for the first 3 stops, 3 steps on the podium. Sam right now in that race lead, he's broken the DRS to Zyg in behind. The gap is starting to close down the straight, but he's not going to be close enough right now. Scabney maybe looking for a move here into turn 12. He's not going to be close enough. He's not going to go for that move. He's not going to send it up the inside of Zyg. These medium tires should be better than the hard tires in theory right now, but Barkskull trying to, almost getting close enough to the back of Terminal Deity for overtaking maneuver, but once again, not going to be close enough. Terminal Deity starting to fall off the back of Soy Loco and DJ Panda in 4th and 5th. Soy Loco is hounding the back of the Alfa Romeo, trying to get that move. He was unsuccessful on the last lap, but let's see what he can do in the coming laps. It's lap 22 right now. These race leaders are coming through the penultimate corner. Descent is onto lap 3 right now. Bark School picks up another time penalty. I think that's going to be a 3-second of the race, but Sam M, who broke DRS earlier on in the lap, has started to lose a little bit of time to Zyg and behind. Zyg seems to be pretty decent through that final sector, but not good enough in the first sector to get the move done on Sam M right now.
And it looks like Sam and Zyg have the same amount of overtakes, so really one guy doesn't have an advantage over another right now, but yeah, Sam doing an excellent job right now, staying disciplined, doesn't have a penalty, as well as Scavney. They're the only 2 drivers left without one, and we're getting into the range.
Sorry to interrupt you, but I just watched Soy Loco and DJ Panda go side by side through the first sector. That's immense racing between these two. Going through turn 7, they're still side by side. They've been side by side ever since turn 1 through turn 8. Almost a little bit of contact, a little bit of wheel banging between these two. Oh, but DJ Panda's round Soy Loco. A little bit of contact between those two, but they were side by side through the entirety of the first sector through 8 and 9. That's not a place you want to be going side by side, but immense racecraft between those two. A great show of what these guys can do and what this Tier 2 season could shape up to.
Yeah, I'm glad you shut me up there. That was pretty amazing. I mean, these guys have been duking it out the last few laps or so.
Yeah, most definitely, but not DJ Panda. He's going to be going to the inside of Barksville, going outside, going on board with RC, trying to get the best view of the battle for P6 right there on track. DJ Panda, after having that little bit of a spin, is already making up the positions. He's past Barksville, who still has his overtake on. I'm not sure if I think that's a little bit of a mistake there from the Renault driver, but yeah, DJ Panda is already up as a position, and you can see Terminal Deity just in front of him, who's starting to make a little bit of a mistake there on traction, but right now, it's going to be Sam 8/10 out into the lead, but Scavney, who's actually struggling on these medium tires, I think they're starting to die. He's just barely inside the DRS range of Zyke. It could be a race win for Sam M here in the first race of the season, but it's going to be a battle for the second and third between Zyke and Scavney.
Yeah, so the question we had earlier of is the hards better or the mediums better? I think the hards were the right decision. I don't know if the mediums are falling off right now, but both Sam and Zyke, who took the hards, are still 1 and 2 right now.
Yeah, at the time of the safety car, when they switched to that compound, it didn't look like the right decision, but they're starting to show us up right now. Who said the commentators know anything? We definitely don't know anything at all right now. But RC starting to close up to the back of Barksville as well, who's starting to fall off the back of DJ Panda, who's trying to close up to the back of Terminal Deity, who's fallen out of the DRS range of Soy Loco. So these gaps are starting to open up throughout the rest of the field. Sam M has that second gap to Zyke, but barely has that DRS. But Scavney is one of the drivers who's struggling. As I mentioned just a little bit ago, he's outside of DRS range, so I think he has his third place for the moment locked up to Soy Loco. Or to Soy Loco is 5.6 seconds back, looking just a little bit further down the field. But RC, you would expect it to be easy to overtake with this long straight, but the DRS trains are really prohibiting drivers from making overtakes here.
Absolutely, yeah. We have a big train right now from about 5th to 10th. It looks like Bobby is hanging on to the end of that train, and you mentioned it, all these laps under green, and everybody is still right with each other.
Yeah, most definitely. We have a DRS train going from 5th. From 5th. DJ Panda's gotten within a second of the driver in front of him. Sam M sets fastest lap of the race on those hard tires. What pace does he have with that Fanatec, the upgraded wheel? Let's see what he can do throughout the rest of the race and possibly through the season. Maybe even he deserves a promotion for this for the performance right now. But DJ Panda, our Terminal Data, DJ Panda, Barksville, RC, GP Colin, Bobby Tava are all super close on track. Bobby starting to close up after that mistake. Actually, GP Colin making a mistake there. I don't think Bobby's going to be close enough to make the move on the exit of turn 1, but GP is outside of that DRS range right now. But Bobby, I don't think he's going to be close enough to make the move. Not going to be going side by side like one such Soy Loco and DJ Panda did just a few laps ago, but getting very close to the back of GP. GP, with that mistake, is almost fallen out of DRS range, but now going on board with RC out of turn 9. It makes a little bit of a mistake, has to overcorrect, just barely going off the track, going onto that white line. I don't think it's going to pick up a warning there, but a few drivers not close enough to make the moves. Maybe waiting to the final lap, trying to get these positions sorted through that final sector.
Yeah, it looks like the top 3 are outside of DRS range of each other, but 5th on back are still together. It looks like DJ Panda is going to make a move.
Yeah, so look to the outside, but switching to the inside for the Alfa Romeo driver. He's going to be up the inside of turn 12. Terminal Data going to be dropping a position. RC and Barks are going side by side as well. But the two drivers for P5, DJ Panda is on the inside, going through 14 right now. Terminal Data on the outside. I think the Alfa Romeo is that one locked up, goes to the inside for the defensive line. But Barks and RC almost swap positions right now. But the Renault, Barks getting very close to the back of 5th and 6th. I don't think he's going to be close enough to make the move right now through the final sector. It's going to be super difficult to even get close enough to make a move here through these tight and twisty sections of the circuit. But yeah, DJ Panda, a great move there between him and Terminal Data. Panda is really showing some great racecraft in this race so far.
I know the race isn't over yet, but we could possibly give him driver of the day. I mean, not just because he's made up a lot of spots as Barksville makes a move, but DJ Panda's been in like every battle so far, it seems like.
Yeah, most definitely. He's been in every battle except for the one crucial battle, the battle for the race lead, battle for that podium. Barksville trying to make up positions on Terminal Data. As you can see, DJ Panda has the pace. Terminal Data starting to fall off ever so slightly here. He's already dropped a second after being overtaken just a half a lap ago. Terminal Data dropping time, dropping places. What can the drivers behind him do? What has happened? Zyke and Scavney actually getting very close on track as DJ Panda picks up a time penalty. Scavney is going to have to DRS. Zyke doesn't. In flat 26 right now, Scavney derating. Zyke has the ERS advantage, but Sam 2.2 seconds out in the race lead. I don't think he's going to be challenged for this one unless he makes a huge mistake. But right now, Scavney is up in that second place, out on track right now. I think he has the penalty advantage. Yeah, he does. He has a 3-second advantage to Zag right now in final race time. But Terminal Deity is getting passed by Barkskull. He's getting passed by RC. He's dropping so many positions. He's really struggling on those medium tires. They're really starting to die off.
Yeah, I think the hard tires were the right choice. We've seen guys on the medium tires, they're kind of struggling right now. Sam is able to pull away, and obviously guys on the mediums are slower right now.
Yeah, but as you say, that Scavney is really starting to pull away from Zyg. I think Zyg will have the DRS range going onto the pit straight, but I don't think he's going to be close enough. He's not able to stick with the McLaren, but right now, Bobby, has a big slide out of 19. Let's see what he can do through the final corner. We're on to the penultimate lap. RC with a little bit of a lock up there through turn 20. Can Bobby put up a competition there for P8 on track? I don't think he's going to be close enough. RC uses a little bit of overtake, uses that DRS to close up to the back of Terminal in front of him, who seemed to snatch DRS off the back of Barkskull, but the gaps out of the front are really starting to open up. But you can see that between Scavney and Zyg. Scavney got past Zyg through turn 11, but now Zyg is 1.6 seconds behind. He's really starting to struggle on those tires. Maybe they're starting to lose temperature with all the tire wear, with that graining. Maybe just pushed a little bit too hard to stay with Sam in front of him. But I think, yeah, Zyg is really starting to fall off here. He could possibly even be challenged for that P3 by Soloco.
Yeah, it's just weird because it's all of a sudden it seems like that Zyg has kind of fallen like a rock. Sam still has pace, but Zyg, yeah, I mean, he was ahead of Scavney, and now he's 2 seconds back.
Yeah, most definitely, but this is the battle we've been monitoring for the last few segments of the race. But right now, Bobby trying to close up to the back of RC. He's going to be side by side through turn 12 on the inside of Terminal Deity, almost as well, getting very, very late on the brakes there. He gets the move solidified between himself as RC, but the first few corners of the third sector, it really promotes battling, but I don't think RC can hold the one around the outside of 13. He's going up the inside of 15 and 16, almost a little bit of contact, but absolute great from the drivers not to make that contact on those front wheels. But Bobby's going to be off the P8. RC almost off the track there in the dirty air of the Renault, who's now in front of him. But Bobby is showing a great overtaking maneuver there. Let's see what he could do to Terminal Deity in front of him, who's dropped DRS to his Renault teammate. So let's see if Bobby let's see what Bobby can do. On to the final lap. DJ Panda is moving to the inside for turn 1. Barkskull trying to go up the inside. Barkskull almost getting that move done, but DJ Panda, I think, is just barely starting to struggle here on this final lap.
We have had a lot of phenomenal racing today, and it's still happening. Still lots of close battles right now on the final lap. The top 4 is kind of spread out, but if you look 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, all together.
Yeah, most definitely. Bobby Tabit, he showed great pace early on and through the mid-segments of this race. He's starting to close up to the back of Terminal Deity. That's RC off the track. He's going to lose the position to GP. Colin just ghosting out of the way of the Ferrari. RC is almost out of the points here. Monkey Mafia getting very, very close to the back of him as well. We're now going on to the battle for P5. Let's see what Barkskull can do with the DRS on the back of DJ Panda, who's really starting to struggle. Has almost no ERS. Barkskull going to the inside for turn 12. I think he's going to have this one done. He has it solidified even before the 150 brake marker board. But DJ Panda trying to set in late on the brakes. He's desperate for this 5th place on track. Trying to go around the outside. Trying to mimic what he's done in previous laps. But I don't think it's going to be close enough. He doesn't have the tire grip. He doesn't have the tire life to keep it side by side. But trying to send it out the inside of turn 16. I don't think he's going to be. He was very, very desperate to try and get that one move as Sam crosses the line in first place without the time penalty. He's going to be winning this race on track. Scavney in second place as well. DJ Panda up the inside of turn 19. Barkskull on the outside for the final corner, for the penultimate quarter as well. Let's see what DJ Panda, I think, is going to be up the inside. Barkskull on the outside. Barkskull is going to be finishing in 5th place, and he jumps so loco on track as well. Sam wins the race. Scavney in second. Zyg in 3rd place. Barkskull taking a phenomenal P4. GP Colin from 9th place with almost no penalties. I think he only had one. Jumps up to 5th place for Ferrari. 6th place goes to Soloco, who showed phenomenal pace, but just picked up penalties. On track, Bobby in 7th, Terminal Deity in 8th, Monkey Mafia picks up 9th after being out of the points for most of the race. RC finishing in that 10th place on track. And in the final results, TJ Panda, after having an immense race and is showing immense pace with great racecraft, only finishes P11, not getting any points, but Hightower is going to pick up the final position out on track. He finishes P12. Monkey Mafia gets driver of the day from the game. But what is your driver of the day for this race? It was an immense one. It was a great way to kick off this season.
I was going to say DJ Panda. He was doing so great, was making so many good moves, but he doesn't get a single point. So I think I'm going to have to go with Sam. I mean, Packer, are we sure that he's not Lando in disguise? Because,
It could,
like,
yeah, it could be Lando with no ABS and no line. So, well, actually, Lando's on pad. So I wonder if he ordered Fanatec, drop the line, drop the ABS just to get into Tier 2. But yeah, Sam putting in an immense performance for the first race of the season. That's a great performance from the Red Bull driver and a strong way to kick off his, championship. And he will also take fastest lap of the race. Only driver to finish the race without a time penalty. Great stuff there from Sam.
so I don't know if the curse is over. Now, I didn't get it in order, but I did correctly predict the podium. I don't know if that's ever happened before. So who knows? Maybe the curse is over. Maybe the commentator's curse is over.
Just maybe, yeah. You did
Yeah.
predict that podium. Rest in peace to my guy, RC. Well, not rest in peace, but yeah, down to P10 for the McLaren driver. He was the one I predicted for the podium, so not the greatest race for him. He did get caught up in that incident about halfway through, but yeah, it's going to be Sam Scavney Zeig on the podium. We'll get him in here for interviews in just a little bit, but Bark School, GP, So Your Local Bobby, Terminal Dating, Monkey Mafia, RC, and DJ Panda Hightower will be your results. Lit Romney and JC Blackley are the only two I saw that ended up DNFing. So yeah, great race there from from the Tier 2 boys, and let's get them in here for interviews.
I mean, they are setting the bar high for this season. If that's anything of like a preview of what to expect, oh my goodness. Like, I already can't wait for the rest of the season.
Yeah, I'm gonna get those drivers in right now, so the chat won't be able to hear you for the time being. Let's see what. Yeah, yeah. Let's not say those words on stream. I think we'd get well, yeah, just yeah, that wouldn't be great. So yeah, let's get. I think Sam's already in here. Um, Sam underscore M, I think it is. Yep, Sam is already in here. And let's get. Let's add Zag. Yeah. Oh, Zag's already in here as well. Scavney. I think Scavney might be in here as well. Yeah, Scavney. Everyone's already in here. So let's add them.
Perfect.
So yeah, at Sam, at Scavney, at DZag. We are in the T2 Coms party. Yeah, let's head over to that showroom and show off the race-winning car. It's going to be the Aston Martin Red Bull Racing car of Sam, who takes P1 out on track. We're just waiting for them to join in for the interviews. Hopefully they do that very swiftly so we can get on with this one and I can finally go take a nap. And, well, hopefully I don't lose my voice for tomorrow.
Hey, your keyboard sounds nice.
Oh, yes. It does sound very, very nice. We can do some ASMR typing while we wait. Well, no, that's a little bit weird, but yeah. Yeah, we just have to wait for the guys to get in here. Yeah.
Yep. Eventually.
Yeah, eventually.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
We got one.
Yep. We have P3 here in the
What's up,
party.
guys?
What's up, Zeg? Yeah, Camden, do you want to kick off interviews?
Yeah, sure. We don't have Sam here, so what we'll do is we'll go backwards. So we'll start with P3 for the race, which was Zyg. Zyg, you had a great race. You were up there with Sam. Did you ever question taking the hard tires there on that final stop? Were you confident in that decision?
Yeah, it was tough. I mean, before the race, I was planning on pitting lap 9 for hards anyway. So I didn't really question it when the safety car came out because I was like, oh, this is my pit window lap. I'll just go to my hards. I think it would have been better had the second safety car not come out because that just kind of negated the hards versus mediums. You know, it gave the mediums more life. But No, I mean they really gave up on me at the end, but I think at the time it was the right call, but and in the end just didn't work out.
All right. Um, and all right, Packer, are you
Um,
here?
yes, I am here.
Cool.
Question. I have to think of. So Zach, great race. Obviously, a great way to kick off your season P3. Were you expecting more from qualifying or the race? Because it looked like a pretty good performance to you. Obviously, the tires just started dropping off a little towards the end. But yeah, how are you happy? How are you think? Or what do you think of that one?
No, I mean, it felt I wasn't able to get much practice in, so P2 with a tenth and change off Sam, I was pretty pleased with qualifying, and then the race was tough. Sam was fast in the right places, and I just struggled in the right places, so I wasn't able to really close up. I I thought maybe if I would have been able to get by him right before or after the pit stop, I was maybe thinking about overcut or undercut, something like that. But he was fast in the right places and a lot more consistent than me. Didn't have any penalties. I don't know how. That was awesome. So no, not really expecting more in qualifying. And the race, I mean, podium is never a bad thing, so I'll take it.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask my question for Scavney now. So, I can have a
Cool.
longer break for my voice because it's absolutely dead after that one. You guys put on an amazing show, but right now, going to Scavney. It was a little bit of a questionable decision at the first safety car to go onto the mediums. But what was your thought process into that going into that safety car period and eventually pitting and fitting that medium compound?
Well, that was my plan from the start. I was thinking lap 10, go in, put on the mediums. I saw the safety car come out lap 9. It was a no-brainer for me. I mean, they started to wear off a little bit at the end, but they're still only about 65%. But I mean, I feel bad for RCA. Double stacked them twice in a row, but not really in doubt for me.
Yes, Gavin, nice podium, man. You mentioned RC there, and personally, I think you guys got a good shot at constructors. How are you feeling about your constructors' chances? Because obviously, you and RC are both quick.
Well, I mean, I think that's a long way down the road. It's all about going one race at a time, taking it as it comes. But I think we definitely have the pace and the chance to be there at the end.
Hmm. All right. Um, Packer, I'll let your voice heal up a little bit here, and we'll go on to Sam. Nice job once again, man. Technically, this is 2 weeks in a row now because you did get China last week, and I did notice that both weeks you didn't have a single penalty, I believe. So, do you think like staying disciplined is one of your strong suits?
Yeah, thanks. I think I did a session of practice before the race, and the goal was to not invalidate my laps. And I was pretty consistent for like 10 straight laps. And I knew if I keep the consistency with the pace, I knew I had a shot. And then with qualifying, I confirmed my pace, and then I just had to keep consistent in the race.
Yeah, a great performance from you preseason and the first race of the season. You looked almost unbeatable out there. A few just trying to push all the way to the end, obviously trying to beat Zag, trying to get out of that DRS range. But what do you think about a possible promotion to Tier 1?
No. USA is one of my good tracks, and if I get in the top 6 in the next race, I'll be really happy with it. So for now, I think I want to just do good here, and hopefully next season.
Yeah, we do have, I think it is Hungary up next.
I
Next
don't like
Thursday.
that track.
Yeah, well, you
Yeah.
and me both. So, yeah, it is going to be Hungary for next Thursday. But yeah, great race, guys. Go watch back the stream. You can hear me while losing my voice in the process of commentating. So yeah, EU, their season starts next or on Sunday. So it's going to be once again at the Circuit of the Americas. Go check I'm not exactly sure he's going to be coming. I think that might be me and Maverick for that one. But yeah, great race for Tier 2. Go check out Tier 1 at Hungary. Tier 2, or Tier 1 on Monday, Tier 2 on Thursday next week. And once again, check out EU. They need the views. Sorry, they need the views. But yeah, anyways, yeah, that's been Tier 2 for round number 1 at the Circuit of the Americas. But yeah, great race, everyone. Pleasure once again to commentate that one. But yeah, great race. I'm just repeating myself. Anyways, yeah, great race. And that's been all, folks.